Check 1, 2, check 1, 2. Check 2, 3, 4, check 1, 2. That should get both Dr. Martis and. Who's first? Oh, I see.
Excuse me, everybody. If everyone go and start taking their seats, we're going to get started very shortly. Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. Okay, about to say, we're in church now. Come on. My name is Brandon McClain. I am a spring 2019 initiate by way of the Alpha Pi chapter of Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Thank you. And for the last calendar year, I've had the privilege and honor to serve as the Vice President of Judicial Affairs for our National Panhellenic Council here at the University of Louisville. As I mentioned, I'm fairly new to Greek life. And saying that, for every member of this council, there are countless others on and off this campus that have no idea what NPHC is, nor can even name a single organization within our great council. To educate those individuals, on May 10th, 1930, the National Panhellenic Council was formed at Howard University. The hopes for this council were to develop a network of fraternities and sororities, of which at their bedrock principles are dedicated towards advancing the social and economic status of African Americans and other persons of color through lifelong brotherhood and sisterhood. You may see us stroll in step, but it isn't because we're black people and we have rhythm, but because we're practicing a culture that was snatched from us over 400 years ago. The first Greek letter organization was Phi Beta Kappa in 1776, while my people were enslaved. It wasn't until 1906 when my fraternity, Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, became the first black Greek letter organization. And it wasn't until 1966 when white Greek letter organizations began initiating black students. By then, the members of the Divine Nine were founded and incorporated. This council has produced leaders such as Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Dr. Dorothy Height, Zora Neale Hurston, Hedda McDaniel, Langston Hughes, Colin Kaepernick, and Congressman John Lewis. Even right now, there are leaders within this very council. Elliot Kelly of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, Quintez Brown of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, David Echevarria of Alpha Phi Fraternity Incorporated, and Malia Homer of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, and countless others. These individuals are out here in our community right now doing phenomenal work. And that's not to mention the countless other members of this council who are doing phenomenal things within their own spheres, whether that may be in the healthcare industry, maybe in our military services, and countless others. There's a poem that many in our organizations, my organization included, study. Victus by William Ernest Henley. It goes, "Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I think whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. And under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbound. And beyond this place of wrath and tears looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, or how charged punishment the scroll. I am the master of my fate, and I am the captain of my soul." This poem means to me that much like this very council, that we're unapologetic and we will fight for what we believe is right as we pursue racial equality of all different backgrounds. The purpose of these plots is not to act as a decoration, but to serve as a reminder to the campus community that the state of the University of Louisville's National Panhellenic Council is strong and united and continues to do the great work that each and every one of our founders sat us upon. I am proud more than ever to be a member of this council. And knowing that even though we have 9 different organizations, 8 different kinds of colors, that we are brothers and sisters united in a cause, and a beautiful cause at that. I know many generations of NPHC leaders have been involved in making plots a reality. On behalf of the NPHC community, I would like to extend my appreciation to everyone that has contributed to NPHC plots in some way. I'd also like to thank the University of Louisville administration for the opportunity to have these plots and putting on this ceremony. And I can speak for the entire council that we look forward to working together and fostering a new relationship where this council is thriving in ways they've never seen before. Thank you for joining us for the National Panhellenic Council plot dedication. I would now like to welcome the University of Louisville President, Dr. Neely Bendapudi.
We are very compliant. You see that? Oh, very much. Very kind of you. Everybody, would you mind giving a huge round of applause to Brandon? Today is a good day, people. It's been hard. It's been hard for so many of us in so many, many ways. But I am honored to be here today, and I'm so honored to see all of you. You see, I actually know a little bit about NPHC and about the Divine Nine. And the reason I learned was my students from Ohio State as well as at Kansas. So coming here, I was so delighted to hear that we have 9 active chapters on this campus. That's remarkable. And I don't need to tell you how much Black Greek life has meant to Black life in this country. If you think about the leadership, the scholars, the activists that you said that are right here in our midst today, the debt we owe is incredible. The debt we owe is very great. But you all being here today means that we say those plots, those markers mean something. It's both an acknowledgement of how many people had to work so hard to make this a reality, and of the debt we owe to future generations to make sure we in turn make it better for them. Oh yes, my students taught me a lot, including that it was not okay for me to be inspired at a step show and try to jump in. So yes, I've learned. But to me, I loved what you said, that these are not just mere actions. Every one of them is filled with ritual. It's filled with meaning. It's filled with a respect for ancestors and a great sense of responsibility that we need to pass this on. I do agree. I've said this to NPHC officers at several places. There are too many, even on our campus, who could benefit so greatly by being a part of this community that don't yet fully know what it means. I hope you all will continue to do what you do, which is reach out and educate and invite, because you see, success, not just in a school, not just in college, but in life, truly requires a sense of belonging. We all need a family. We all need a community. Somebody who will take us on our worst days and lift us up and celebrate with us on our good days. So I told you why I am optimistic today. I am so pleased. Just before this, I was on a Zoom call where we were able to announce the Cultural and Equity Center that's coming up here. And I am very directionally challenged, so I won't point. Michael Martis can point. But this was something that was important to me, because I heard a promise had been made to students, and even if I'm not the one that made it, that's something we need to commit to. And so coming from there directly to this event, call me silly, but I have to look for hope where I can find it. It feels like divine providence. It feels wonderful to say, here is family for so many students. Because what else do the fraternities and sororities do? And yes, again, I'm trying to show off. I also know how important it is not to leave out the incorporated again after some names. I've learned, believe me. But for all of you, what it does is families challenge us too. They push us. They ask us to do more. So with every group I'm talking to these days, there are a couple of things I'm going to say. So certainly proud of the markers. All alumni come back, see it, support ours. But the three things: one, vote. Whoever you choose, whatever you do, vote. When I was growing up in India, we called it the Festival of Votes because India achieved its independence. They would not call it Election Day. It was a festival to celebrate the right to be heard. So please vote. Second, please get a flu shot. I know you didn't expect me to say this, but I have to. If COVID is bad, fluid would be worse. So please get a flu shot. And finally, please stay connected to this, your home. UFL is your home. So welcome home, homecoming. These plots, these markers mean a lot to us. And we are grateful to be here at this moment. This happened because of you, and it will be there for generations that come after. So, Tarina, you know, as president, I can go back and change your grades if you all don't comply. So on 3, I want you to say, go Cards, and throw up your L's. Are you ready? Because I know if I do a Greek roll call now, it'll be very competitive. So we're not going to do that. We're going to do the sign we can all agree on. Are you with me? On 3, okay? 1, 2, 3, go Cards! Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. For those of you that don't know me, my name's Michael Martis. I'm a 3-time alum of the University of Louisville, and I'm the Dean of Students currently. I've been in that position now for 13 years. And Brandon had asked me a little bit in terms of saying some remarks. He talked very appropriately about the history of NPHC and the history of NPHC nationally, but wanted to talk a little bit about the history of NPHC here at the University of Louisville and share a little bit about that journey. So, I don't know if everybody, some of you may know this, but the 2 oldest NPHC, the fraternity and sorority chapters in the state of Kentucky are both here at the University of Louisville. It's Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated and Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. So that history here with the University of Louisville is not new in terms of NPHC being a first. And I knew as a student, I was an active student leader, like with Trina here, we were here at the same time. And when I was here as an undergraduate in the 80s and early 90s, NPHC had a presence on campus. You knew that they were leaders, okay, and they were active and an engaged part of this community, and they made an impact on our campus and in our community. It was visible, it was present, you knew that. And so for me, I had left for a period of time and went and was a dean of students at another university and had the good fortune to be able to come back to U of L as dean of students. And I was really surprised and in some ways saddened, and this would have been in around the mid-2000s, okay? Because NPHC at that time didn't have the same presence. We did not have all Divine Nine here and active. And I think it's important we talk about the Divine Nine. We have charters for all 9. Sometimes institutions have, maybe some students or they're on semester. We have charters for every chapter here at the University of Louisville. So I met with the NPHC executive group and we talked about this situation. We really only had 4 or 5 chapters and we didn't have full membership and it didn't feel the same. And there was a longing. There was something that was missing, and they said, we want to get back to where it was. We want to have presence. And so we worked together to create a task force And we had representatives from each chapter. We had alumni representatives. Dr. Ricky Jones, I asked him, and he was gracious enough to chair that group. And we put forward a plan to be able to have all Divine Nine. See, that's important. That's a priority. And I keep this in my office. This is an invite, and I keep it on my bulletin board as a reminder. This is the invite in April of 2012 when we celebrated all Divine Nine being back here at the University of Louisville. And it was a great celebration, and we didn't have limits on numbers, so we had a packed room here in the Student Activity Center, and it was a celebration. It was a celebration of all the Divine Nine being back on campus. And it was a celebration for our black students on campus to be able to have an opportunity for them to be able to connect and engage, to have that belonging and that support. We know how important that is for our students' success. And our goal every day at the university is to make sure that every student has a place to belong and that every student has that opportunity to succeed and achieve their goal. And that's what we want. And what you do, alumni, advisors, chapter leaders, you provide that. You provide that support, you provide that family, and you provide that ability for them to be able to achieve their goals and to be successful. And we know that ripple effect. 40% of our students are first-generation students. It has a generational impact when we help empower them with education. It has an impact. And we see that within the NPHC organizations. Students that are involved in our Greek organizations graduate at a 20% higher rate than non-Greeks. Okay? That is even greater for our black students that are involved in Greek organizations when you compare the percentage. And our low income and our first generation. It has an impact, okay? So we're thankful to be able to continue to celebrate. We celebrated, I think it was 2 years ago, we celebrated the 25-year anniversary of the NPHC Council. So we had organizations here, but we didn't have the council here until, what would have been 27 years ago, okay? So that was a celebration. So we are continuing to find ways to do better, right? And that's part of our work, to listen, to learn, to collaborate, to work, and find how can we make U of L a more welcoming university. Dr. Bendaputi has put forward the charge. We will not just be a premier metropolitan research university, which was our charge from the state. We will be a premier metropolitan anti-racist research university. And part of that is continuing to create these opportunities in community and a sense of belonging. So I'm thrilled that we'll be able to celebrate this. I want to thank the NPHC leadership for your cooperation. I want to thank SGA. SGA was part of the whole decision on this renovation of this area and prioritize and say, no, we need to be able to do this, and being able to work through and to be able to have these plots here to be able to celebrate today. And I know that our alumni within our NPHC organizations continue to give back. They are not just a member of the organization for 1 year or 4 years, right? It is a lifetime commitment to being a part of that organization. And I want to thank you for that lifetime commitment, for those alumni councils, chapters that are here, and I know there are represented some that are watching online potentially. You make a difference. You make a difference in other people's lives, so we're thankful for that contribution. I would be remiss if in this opportunity to be able to speak for a few minutes, if I did not recognize Miss Trina Matthews-Davis. Yeah, we have the good fortune this year to be honoring her as the Student Affairs Alumni Fellow. So we have alumni fellows that we honor from each college and from Student Affairs as well. And she's being honored this weekend as part of homecoming. And so tomorrow during the game, she will be highlighted. And she is someone who has given back to the university, but also to her chapter, serving as chapter advisor. And she was actually a part of that task force when we had the task force that was here on campus and continues to give back. So Trina, here in front of everybody, thank you. Congratulations. Thank you for your commitment to Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated and your zeal and passion for U of L. So. But that's the kind of commitment that we see from the members of our organizations. And so we're thankful to be able to be here. I'm thankful to be able to be a part of this, and just look forward to more ways that we can help to amplify and support the voices of NPHC here at the University of Louisville. Thank you.
Let's give both of them another round of applause as I clean. Clean myself. Sorry. Okay. So we will now move into the unveiling of the plots. Okay. So I will go ahead and start off with NPHC's plot first. The National Panhellenic Council was founded on May 10th, 1930 at Howard University. The founding members of the NPHC were Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, and Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. Council's membership expanded as Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated, Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated, and IOTA Phi Theta Fraternity Incorporated joined this coalition of Black Greek letter organizations. The National Panhellenic Council was established in an era when Greek letter organizations founded by African Americans were banned for being affiliated with Greek letter organizations founded by white Americans. The organization's stated purpose and mission in 1930, the unanimity, it's a big word, of thought and action as far as possible in conduct of Greek letter collegiate fraternities and sororities, and to consider the problems of mutual interest to its member organizations. So before you is the NPHC plot. We will now move into Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated was founded on an ice cold Tuesday, December 4th, 1906. It was founded on the campus of Cornell University in Ithaca, New York, by 7 jewels: Henry Arthur Callis, Charles Henry Chapman, Eugene Kiko Jones, George Biddle Kelly, Nathaniel Allison Murray, Robert Harold Ogle, and Werner Woodson Tandy. On Monday, May 7th, 1934, the Alpha Pi chapter was then chartered at Louisville Municipal College. But in 1978, the Horrendous Five, composed of Kenneth Gus Simpson, Morris Sonny Jackson, Craig Tellis Chandler, Arthur Lee Simpson, and Rick Tennyson, of which is here today, resurrected the Alpha Pi chapter at the University of Louisville. And before you is Alpha Alpha Fraternity Incorporated's plot. And due to circumstances, Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated will not be able to attend today, but I will be reading theirs in their stead. Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated was founded on January 15th, 1908, on the campus of Howard University. Led by visionary leader Ethel Hedgeman Lyle, 16 students founded the sorority on 5 basic tenets: to cultivate and encourage high scholastic and ethical standards, to promote unity and friendship among college women, to study and help alleviate problems concerning girls and women in order to improve their social stature, to maintain a progressive interest in college life, and to be of service to all mankind. The Beta Epsilon chapter was chartered on November 6, 1933, on the campus of Louisville Municipal College by 6 forward-thinking women: Ruth Ella Tate, Eva Mae Glass, Margaret Ruth Durham, Letty Lucy Harris, Dorothy Mae Allen, and Joelle Pernice Pope. And before you is Alpha Kappa Alpha's Sorority Incorporated's plot. And at this time, I want to go ahead and invite up a representative from Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated after we clean.
Hello, I'm LeBaron Petaway. I'm the current poll marker at the Kappa Alpha Psi Alpha Omicron chapter here at U of L. On our plot is Kappa Alpha Psi Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated was chartered and incorporated on the on the campus of Indiana University on January 5th, 1911, with the sole purpose of achievement in every field of human endeavor. This was accomplished by the illustrious Elder Watson Diggs, John Milton Lee, Byron Kenneth Armstrong, John Luke, Guy Levis Grant, Ezra D. Alexander, Henry T. Asher, Marcus P. Blakemore, Edward G. Irvin, Paul Wayman Kane, and George Wesley Edmonds. The Alpha Omicron chapter was chartered. The Alpha Omicron chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated was founded in 1933 at the Louisville Municipal College for Negroes by James T. Cooper, Lewis Haddix, Lewis McClaskey, Alfred C. Stone. In 1955, it was moved to the University of Louisville, where it's maintained a progressive continuum. Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Tyler Pitney. I am here on the behalf of the FRATERNITY chapter of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated was founded November 17, 1911 on the campus of Howard University by Edgar Amos, Oscar J. Cooper, Frank Coleman, and their faculty advisor, Dr. Ernest Everett Just. The fraternity motto is friendship is essential to the soul. The fraternity's cardinal principles are manhood, scholarship, perseverance, and uplift. The FRATERNITY chapter was chartered on April 10, 1976 on the campus of University of Louisville by brothers Gary Brown, Stephen Thompson, John Smith, Philip Williams, Ronald Brown, William Lovejoy, John Miles, Avery Royal, Roosevelt Walker, Rodney Amos, Manuel Braswell, Howard McMurray, and James Stringer. Thank you.
Hey y'all, my name is Jada Warfield and I'm the current president of Xi Chapter. So Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated was founded on January 13, 1913 by 22 collegiate women on the campus of Howard University to promote academic excellence and provide assistance to those in need. The first public act performed by the founders of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated involved their participation in the Women's Suffrage March in Washington, D.C. on March 3rd, 1913. Xi Chapter was chartered on April 15, 1922 at Simmons University by 4 women, Alzada Singleton, Eunice Singleton, Nanny G. Boer, and Annie Louise Singleton Newhouse. Xi Chapter is the oldest collegiate Greek organization in the state of Kentucky.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you for coming. Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, chartered January 9, 1914 on the beloved campus of Howard University in Washington, D.C. by three most honorable brothers, A. Langston Taylor, Leonard F. Morris, and Charles I. Brown. Ours is a brotherhood devoted to the inclusive we rather than the exclusive we, and was founded with the motto Culture for Service and Service for Humanity. Our chapter was chartered April 25th, 1925, on the beloved campus of Sanders University by one man, Professor Dr. Calvin W. Stevens. It is the oldest collegiate D9 fraternity chapter in the state of Kentucky.
Hello, everyone. My name is Alexis White, and I'm the current chapter president for the Delta Theta chapter. Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated was founded on January 16, 1920, on the campus of Howard University in Washington, D.C., by the organization's 5 pros: Arizona Cleaver Simmons, Pearl and Anil, Viola Tyler Goings, Myrtle Tyler Faithful, and Fannie Petty Watts. The Delta Theta chapter was originally the Delta Alpha chapter at LMC from 1934 to 1951, and the University of Louisville from 1951 to 1953. On June 12th of 1977, 5 pioneering women chartered the Delta Theta chapter: Gwendolyn Murphy, Maria Cooper Toby, Carol Bullock, Kimberly Howard Ray, and June Peoples.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Monia Logan. I am a spring 2009 member of the Eta Omega chapter here at the University of Louisville. Sigma Gamma Rho Sorority Incorporated was founded on November the 12th, 1922 at Butler University in Indianapolis, Indiana. We are the only sorority of the Divine Nine that's founded at a predominantly white university such as the University of Louisville by 7 educators: Mary Lou Allison Gartland Little, Dorothy Hanley Whiteside, Vivian Irene White Mulberry, Nanny Mae Gunn Johnson, Hattie Mae Annette Doolin Redford, Bessie Mae Dowling Rose Martin, and Community McCurr. Eta Omega chapter was founded on July 28, 1928, here at the University of Louisville by 4 beautiful sorors, and I am blessed and honored to be here with one of our charter members today, Soror Mildred Scott.
Hello, how's everybody doing today? My name is Brian McKinney. I am a member of IOTA Phi Theta Fraternity Incorporated. All right. Sorry, y'all. I'll walk here. IOTA Fraternity Incorporated was started September 19, 1963 on the campus of Morgan State University, then Morgan State College, by Albert Hicks, Lance Virginia, Charles Briscoe, Frank Coakley, John Slade, Brian Wilson, Webster Lewis, George Brown, Louis Hutton, Charles Gurley, Elias Dorsey, Michael Williams. The fraternity model is building fraternity, not respond one, build tradition, not respond one. The 5 core principles are of the fraternity are scholarship, leadership, citizenship, fidelity, and brotherhood. The Untitled Chapter of FRATERNITY was started on on the campus of the University of Louisville, April 7, 2001, by Jaguar Sanders and Lonzo Morton. Thank you.
Let's go ahead and thank all of our phenomenal speakers for coming up. And then a special appreciation to the finer women of Zeta Phi Beta for helping out with cleaning. And just some closing remarks before we go ahead and head over, that way we all can take our illustrious pictures. I want to make a few brief remarks. I'm going off script a little bit. I think what's important to recognize today is that this council is full of phenomenal people, phenomenal leaders. This council has an enormous amount of potential, as both President Bendapudi and Dean Martis have explained. And I think from this point on that we all need to be unified in the idea that this campus is better because we are here. We have a saying in this council that is quality over quantity, and that holds true. But the amount of quality that we put into this campus is only as much as we want. We, the individuals in this room, the individuals in this council, range from all different sectors of this campus, all different majors, different student organizations, you name it. And we have earth-shattering potential to change not just how this campus operates, but this city and this society. So I just challenge all members of this great council to continue doing the great work that I know and that you are capable of. And I'd like to thank everyone for joining us today for the National Panhellenic Plaque Dedication Ceremony. We appreciate your continued support of NPHC here at the University of Louisville. So in closing, obviously there's a few plots sitting out there waiting to get pictures taken in front of. We do have the University of Louisville's photographer here to take pictures of you all. I would ask that we go in order, that way we're not overwhelming the staff. So everyone can go ahead and close out. Everyone can head down there. Just reminder that the photographer can only take one organization at a time. And there are also refreshments in the back for anyone who is interested. There's cupcakes, so save some for me. Thank you, everybody.